Sexy effort by Alberto Puello, and what a finish by the Dominican fighter, Gary Russell.
Good.
Tough fight.
Tough fight. He didn't play it safe. Puello could have just boxed, but no.
Who do you think won that last round?
I thought Puello won.
You thought Puello won?
Puello landed 20 of 53 punches. Russell landed 12 of 60.
All right, let's talk. He was never my boogeyman, Mr. Gary Antuanne Russell. 28-year-old, 140-pound. Some fans looked at him as a boogeyman, the guy that nobody wanted to fight. But since I've been covering boxing for so long and seen many Gary Antuanne Russells, those high-activity pressure fighter power punchers, when they run into a boxer, they have issues. And the later the fight goes for guys like him at this stage in his career, the more vulnerable they become. And that's what you saw. He came out hot. And then the better boxer, the more poised fighter, the better, I guess you could say, technical fighter of the two, Alberto Puello, started out boxing him. I'm TstreeT Controversy with Fight View 360. Up next is David Benavidez versus Oleksandr Gvozdyk. By the way, there was a lot of low blows in this fight. And at one point in time, Puello was deducted a point. A lot of people may feel that they were trying to rob him. But, you know, I think I said it several fights ago, is that maybe a few years ago, I don't remember, maybe last fight, that I never really seen anything special in Gary Antuanne Russell. It's like highly good, dynamic fighter, somewhat reminds you a little bit of that style of Sean Porter. But Gary Antuanne Russell is not Sean Porter. Good to see the guys embracing. Let's listen to the cards. I expect some crazy cards. We're here live real time. Thanks for watching. Please subscribe to TstreeT Controversy.
Licking his wounds after tasting defeat for the first time.
Thanks for watching. Please subscribe to TstreeT Controversy. They're going to be, here we are. Let's listen in. And also, this was for the WBC interim title. Why create that belt? But we're going to talk about that.
Of action, we have a split decision.
See?
Here are the score totals. Judge at ringside, David Hudson, scores about 118 to 109 in favor of Gary Antuanne Russell. Judge at ringside, Glenn Feldman, sees about 115 to 112 in favor of Alberto Puello. And judge at ringside, Tim Cheatham, sees the action at 114 to 113 in favor of the winner. He is now the interim WBC super lightweight champion, Alberto La Vispa Puello.
The Dominican Republic has a lot to celebrate tonight. Carlos Adames retained his middleweight title, and now Alberto Puello picks up the biggest win of his career, sending Gary Antuanne Russell to his first loss in 18 fights.
So let's talk before we listen to the post-fight interview. So, there you have it. By the way, go check out some social media posts on Gary Antuanne Russell. Devin Haney has some things to say. So we have a new WBC interim champion. That's the belt he won tonight in a pretty hot division. Right now, over on the DAZN, you have the co-feature or the chief support happening on the Subriel Matias versus Liam Paro. I think that Liam Paro is going to win, by the way. So as you can see, Matias is fighting for the IBF. Puello just won the WBC interim. Devin Haney has to fight Sandor Martin yet. You know, that whole Ryan Garcia controversy still going on. I'm going to tell you right now, Ryan Garcia did that shit. Nobody can convince me otherwise. So you have Isaac Cruz, who's going to be taking on Rayo Venezuela on August the 3rd on Terrence Crawford versus Israel Madrimov in L.A. Great card. You have Ismael Barroso, I'm guessing, going to fight the winner of Isaac Cruz, Rayo, I'm guessing. And you have Teofimo Lopez in a fight that I just don't understand, taking on a Steve Claggett. Number 10. He was ranked much lower than that last month by the WBO. And he's only ranked by the WBO. Steve Claggett. I wonder what the story is behind this. Was it because ESPN didn't have the budget to get a better opponent? Didn't nobody want to fight Teo? Was Teo being difficult and turning down fights? You know, Teo commands a lot of money. So that doesn't leave a lot of money, especially fighting on regular ESPN and not pay-per-view. But, like, why? Like, why? This makes no sense to me. This makes no sense to me. Like, he's a bizarre cat, man. I tell you. But we're waiting for the post-fight interview for Puello or Gary Russell. But they didn't interview. I don't remember them interviewing Carlos Adames for the post-fight interview. One thing for sure, though, these PBC pay-per-views fly. It's 10 p.m. and the co-feature's up next. And I got to be honest, it hasn't been a very exciting pay-per-view so far. I'm going to give it a C. You had Elijah Garcia get defeated in an upset. Mark Magsayo, but those were prelims for you on YouTube. But I got to be honest, this card, you know. But at the same time, we were only really here for the two main fights. You know, I have gotten more and more interested in David Benavidez versus Oleksandr Gvozdyk, and I'm not going to be surprised if Gvozdyk wins. Frank Martin taking on Tank Davis, those are the fights. So I don't want to bitch and complain too much because those are still intriguing matchups and can save the way this boring-ass pay-per-view's been going. So let's talk about what's going on here to stay on track. Devin Haney has to fight Sandor Martin, then Puello to unify those. I mean, you know, he's got two mandatories basically. Unless he goes and pursues a unification, which I think he likely would, meaning Devin Haney. And Ryan Garcia, well, he's just on a downward spiral, so I don't even want to talk about that. But Jack Catterall's in the mix to get Subriel Matias or Liam Paro. So it's still a pretty hot division. I mean, look at all the names we're talking about. You got, you know, Devin Haney, Subriel Matias, Teofimo Lopez, Arnold Barboza, Jose Ramirez, Sandor Martin, Richardson Hitchens, by the way, got exposed. Jack Catterall, Rigas Prograis still there, Gustavo Lemos, you know, Jermaine Ortiz, Michelle Rivera. It's still a hot, like, division. It's just that they got to be faster fighting each other. This has been going on since 135. You know, I mean, Ryan Garcia, even though he's a lunatic, he already fought Tank Davis and Devin Haney. Devin Haney has fought Loma and Ryan Garcia. Teofimo Lopez got to get on the ball. You know, Isaac Cruz, okay, the Rayo fight is good, but he was bullshitting around too. And Subriel Matias, it was kind of weird at the time why he jumped ship from PBC over to a Matchroom, but it does make sense now. Now that you looked at, it's a pretty Matchroom and top rank dominated PBC outside of Gary Antuanne Russell. Well, they got Puello now. I mean, they have him. You know, Isaac Cruz, I wonder if he's got a long-term Saudi deal. It's a lot of questions still in the 140-pound division. But with that being said, let me get up out of here, man. On to, I can't wait for this next fight. I'm TstreeT Controversy with Fight View 360. We haven't gone anywhere, just doing some revamping, rebuilding everything. So thanks for watching and being patient.